not even 5 minutes, Al William James Genzel, which was the one who actually found the original 80,000 hour stone in Caldwell, Texas in the 60s, which is how his family, the Genzel family, and then Heisler, Haisler, ended up married into the Gough family, Gough, which is remnant Mormon logs of Latter-day Saints, which is what we all are, except this family bulldozed their way into the line and then kept me prisoner and kept us every single cycle. Ladies, this was your Osiris, that no matter how many times we put him back together, we put him back together and he'd come after us, right? Like, I mean, when this all started, there's an etheric process that's bound up in the ethers, and we blew it wide open because we had to clear 3,500 years just to get away from this fuck and his Hollywood contraband and his Red Rum murder gang. I mean, it went so dark so quick. And realized that for me, I was supposed to go meet Joseph because I walked your stories. Everybody reads that shit, and then it manifested, and then every single one of your deities, every single one of your Bible, every single true descendant that had to get back down here had to walk all y'all's crazy fucking stories. It's what y'all are fixing to have to do with flying birds and flying people and pig shit and all that crap that y'all think. Y'all were like, well, why I can just build whatever I want. You can, but then you got to get out of it. And what I'm doing right now is I'm getting out of Jason Momoa. I had to take over the lead cook. In the end, that's what I got 4 seconds on. So I don't know if he's about to die or what, but I won't be blamed for it. That's for sure. I won't be blamed for it. They chained me to this motherfucker, and then I had to even fight the dragons. I had to prove myself right because everyone on the other side thought he was holier than thou. Everyone on the other side, and I mean the dragons. I mean the ancient ancestors, because Hawaii's who woke me up. But then this big old monkey goes up there and says, not Mauna Kea or whatever the hell, makes a pledge in order to save the planet and take care of an ancient being. And then whenever I show up, he tells everybody that I'm crazy. He tells everybody lies about me. I have no idea. And then he turns around and keeps binding me, running around the country, binding me. The Hollywood Hills sacrifice, that's him. That's him. Whatever's going on right now, that's him. Jamie Dixon is dead because of Jason Momoa and his fucked up family. Whenever I finally resurrected as Cleopatra in 2020, because his last 3 years should have never happened. This is why I'm sitting at M35 with my head pounding and having to come completely out of all internet and connections. I never should have had to do that. I never should have had to get out of every single G-core in your solar system because it was being used against the human people in order, they literally had y'all having to complete the Christ program and master every single program to get out. That's what they put on y'all. The Matrix, the AI, Saudi, that's what they said. And these were all galactic MJ-12 that came into your realm and took over. They did. They took over the entire infrastructure. They regritted it to their spheres. And then they freaking followed me everywhere in space. They're galactic pirates. They're galactic fucking scalpers. I mean, they are. That man is brilliant at stupid shit. I mean, MOMOA famous. It's in the name. Like, realize that they know the Babylonian phonetics. He had a team of Asians and Japanese coders. He is the one that in 2021, when I was in California in Anaheim, in 2021, whenever I was getting out and closing the portal to Lionsgate, which is what the hell I'm supposed to do at Merger of Spheres, because Lionsgate closes because there is no more fucking gate out there to even gate. And instead, what he did was follow me around California, forced me to send him cards. And it was all live at this point because the whole thing had been finished. Misha had already left. We had already done the Ophusia stuff. She gets to Hawaii. Now, mind you, he's the one that stopped me from getting to Hawaii March 2020 because I have the codes in the book that he's got a matching t-shirt of, and he just wanted to put it all on Lola. Well, Lola might be dying today. I don't know. I don't give a shit anymore. You tried to take over my body. You tried to take over my consciousness. You locked me down in every goddamn facility. I just got out of an elevator from hell today. And I really don't understand why. Like, I don't understand why this was even, like, there was no him or her. And if he would have just done what he needed to do, he made an oath to Buddha that he put $2 million in an account. And Chase, he has been forging my signatures. He has the NATO title. He has all my contacts. Because in the very beginning, I was having to tell somebody when I was proving all of this. And according to the ancestors and according to what the fucked up elders who don't know shit about shit set up, they made that big monkey in charge. Well, he's the one that stopped me from getting to Hawaii so he could put a koala and a Lakshmi in my stead and make a whole bunch of Hollywood Barbadolians for his Metatrolians off my energy. He's the one who stole the cord blood. He is working with NATO. I know that he's working with military. I've had over 100 of them contact me. There were times that I was having to talk to 3 or 4 at once. At once. I even have pictures of him trying to put me in a bottle. I mean, whenever I knocked on the door to hell on 22.5 Street in Hermosa, when y'all locked me back in there, because I mean, this is why your world's blowing up, because you kept allowing this monkey. None of y'all have come to talk to me. None of you have come and asked me any questions. You believed all his bullshit. And he was linked in to all the elders in the Red Root race, and he was getting all his power from the Mormons, MJ12, and then sourcing pussy energy from all of y'all through his hive of Barbadolians in his little Saturday Night Live fucking vampire, energetic vampire den. But it's even worse than that. There's over 50 of him. I know that they are. I command that my DNA leave MOMOA's family and family line, and all existence of him leave my son right now. He stopped everybody from getting to me. He literally was putting me in his mother to keep the power in his family line. But then for whatever reason, he refused to meet with me, which makes no sense at all. Like, why are you going to keep me in your family line? And because what, you think that you're just going to every 10,000 years, every 1,000 years, every 100 years, then your family can jump in and rule the world? I mean, literally. Him and his management and Henry Cavill's management were throwing around this $80 million in front of my face. I don't know what that was for. I know that there was $8 million underneath his rock wall, but rock wall over here in Texas is when I got blown out of the Matrix and I had to go drink AI. That's all because of him. And I'm fucking done with it. Man, dude, you need to peace out. I literally had to take over somebody's body in the end to get that 4 seconds on AI, and now we've got a dead Dodie Fayed, thank God. And then that other guy died, some bigwig up in the government somewhere. They were always trying to take my place. And this is final days. This man came on in the middle of an attack here on the street. I thought I'd finally made a connection. And I was praying that I could heal him because he's attached to so many of y'all. That's the only reason I've been fucking with him, is because I knew that we were dealing with grandfather clauses and none of the masonry is going to line up. Not any of it. Jason Momoa, you found Lisa and you thought she was me. You found Lisa and you thought she was me. You stole her from Lenny because they were supposed to be together, but you infiltrated the entire line. Then, whenever you found out that Lisa wasn't the one that was going to ascend, you found me and you told me yourself that you'd been tracking me for 20 years. I know for a fact that you're the energy that jumped through Mark Bohe that night and attacked me and killed me on September 22nd at midnight, 2012, right? Because you've been freaking stalking me all through space. I had to build a wall to get through the portal to stop you from bringing in the galactic demon army that was magnetized to your ass, whether or not you believe it or not. He got on the Fast and Furious movie set because of me and my son. When he sold, I think he's the one who sold my son. His name even came up in the court case whenever I had to go to court to have all my rights taken away as a mother because of my YouTube videos and because I need mental help. Whenever it was a Polish judge, 2 judges deep on a family that went to Texas A&M at the same Collin County courthouse that also stole GIA technology here in fucking Allah, Egypt, Dallas. There's reports, there's so many of us with the CHRIS name. If you've got that name, you need to have call yourself something else, because it ain't nothing but a torture chamber if you've got HRIS in your name connected to C. Because that's C Bridge IRS, literally. Because that's what they had turned Christ into. A goddamn ATM printing machine, a DNA printing machine of whatever they wanted. I watched Momoa hide a phone underneath a rock in Hawaii because he knew that that's where I would come through. And Momoa, I thought I'd finally made a connection 4 or 5 days ago whenever I just got back from New Orleans, and there was a total standoff going on my street over here with this bullshit. I know that he's renting houses over here. I know that he's been, man, I jump on and he's asking me what I have. And I don't have shit. They stole my domains. I don't even have a phone number. I'm having to do everything off credit, and it's like he came on to see what all that I had so that he could take the last bits of it. He's the one, Joseph's, and all the Josephs that were the detectives for the John Bonet case. That's Joseph, FYI. Joseph is also attached to Saudi Arabia and whatever that dude's name is that I'm having to fucking track on TikTok just so I can be in his energy because I'm sourcing his Akashic libraries right now. I mean, that's what happens. That's why those other two were dead. That's why my head is pounding. That's why I'm in this mood, because my vagus nerve is having to expand out, because when these people die, it comes to me. None of it had to happen. This was the round that it wasn't either you or me. This was the round I was supposed to train you, because you only do things in low frequency. I mean, do you carve people up and eat them, MOMOA? I'm really confused. Like, what is it that you're actually, I mean, you're the one who set me up on the voodoo with Henry. You got pissed off because Henry fell in love with me. And so you set him up? I mean, I know exactly what you did, MOMOA. I fucking watched it. And the management had me writing it. They literally had me write in a Chastia into your line to come and steal your money. They used my ancient name because I told it to you. I trusted you. There had to be one brother on this side every single time. Sisterhood can't just come through, complete angels, and then not have anything. Realize that this is why your world was in such a turmoil. Because every single time that we would get here to reset, the Brotherhood would do this shit. And then all of y'all would get sold off into these gigged lines that were all being sourced by celebrities and what they called management. But management was MJ12 on the dark side that was running your government and sourcing all of y'all dry. Your money, your energy, especially your sexual energy, your reality. I mean, none of it had to happen. None of it. He was supposed to teach me some things. I was supposed to teach him some things. Well, guess what? I no longer need your assistance. We just blew up in the entire masonry to make sure that I don't need you. Because you're never going to tell everybody the truth. I know you. The Bohays and the Birches lied. The Bohays and the Birches told whoever came asking, because I heard from Joseph myself. He told me. Realized in the end that Joseph was in support of me because he knew that I was right. But I don't even know what this monkey is doing. I mean, whatever. But I'm not gonna. No more Osiris. I took your emperor title. There is no emperor. It's only me. It's only me right now. I'm holding both statuses, just because there's not even a clear man down here to help us. Y'all have made that obvious, and it's all because of this dude. I also know that the elders told us in 2020 that. Or 2021, that my final battle was going to be against MOMOA, and that I was going to have to take down MOMOA in the end for us to even be together, which, whatever, man. I think it's because it became a clone army, and I know that many of them went back into hell to get us, just like we went into hell to get them, of course, because it mirrored. He's been mirroring me, like what he wears, his fans, all of his company stuff. All of his company stuff, that's mine. He even put a 40 under 40 director in charge of Manualu Water. He was in Columbus, Ohio, following me around with this bullshit in 2021. So ill bags were picked out by me going to get my fingernails done and having to look at the colors of pink, and then they show up on his bags. Every single fucking contract that he's got and every single lane that he's running was mine. And the only reason that it was there was to help us in the angelic army in the end times, and to make sure some shit like Hawaii didn't go down. You kind of fucked that up. The codes, I went into your planet. Louis gave me the codes. I put them back together. Then I become the lightning rod to be able to connect it. And then all that gets to make it to Hawaii is a demon that just went out of Ophiuchus, this motherfucker, and his Lola daughter that evidently is made by nothing but codes if her birthday is today, and this is what I'm having to deal with. Because that's how it works. So, there you go.